Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So I'm gonna make some cupcakes. I pulled out my mixer. I have these things at room temperature. I got my eggs, my unsalted butter, my milk, whole milk, and some baking powder back here. I have some lemon extract here. I can never really say that. I have some salt, some all-purpose flour, and some sugar. I have my measuring spoons here by Tasty. Oh, the big ones are over there. I have my cupcake scooper. So this is pretty neat because this is the bottom for regular size cupcakes. And if you're doing minis, you can use the top. So I thought this was super cute. I use this all the time. It works. How cute is that, girl? I grabbed the measuring cups. So I love these cups. I love that they're all different colors. This is by Tasty. So I love these. I use them all the time. And I have my Rae Dunn labels here because I don't have a flour or a sugar. But I think the Rae Dunn flour and sugar aren't big enough for me, like the tops. I need to be able to scoop. And I can't do that, I don't think, because I tried it in the cookies and it didn't work. It kept getting stuck. So I'm going to use these. I had these in reserves. So I'm going to put my all-purpose flour on the flour one, and I'm sure there's a sugar in here. I'm probably looking right at it. Brown sugar, corn. It's in here somewhere. It's probably in alphabetical order. I hope it's a sugar in here. Are you serious? Oh, I see it. Okay. We was about to have a problem. So yeah, I think that they're cute in here. I do like the clear containers or jars. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna make these cupcakes. Let's get started. I said, wait, it will probably help if I had the cupcake pan. So I will pull this 24 one out. I have a bunch here. I will pull this one out and I will have Sydney line the cupcake, have her line them up for me with the cupcake liners. All right, you guys, she is too busy playing with her new doll. So I'm going to line these and then I'm going to get started. So I just grabbed these black cupcake liners, nothing special. I think these are the Wilton brand. So they're not too thin, they're actually perfect. I don't like using cupcake liners that are too thin. If you do, I would double it. But yeah, I usually just pick a color that, whatever theme I'm doing or whatever I feel like getting into. I have a ton of them. So now I'm back over here with the mixer, you guys. A lot of you asked me where I got the mixer. So the mixer is KitchenAid. I got the decals from Etsy. So there's my 2 cups of sugar I put in there. I don't measure it, like slide my knife across the top or anything. I just roughly put the 2 cups in and 2 sticks of softened butter. Now this recipe that I'm doing here is for 2 dozen. So if you want to just make a dozen, just half it. Because basically all I did was double it. So I am creaming up my butter and sugar. And while that's going, I am measuring, clearly measuring to the top, making sure that I level off that flour. And I have 3 cups. And to the flour, I'm going to add some baking powder, which I think that is my teaspoon. So I'm doing 2 teaspoons. And I am leveling this off as well. And I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. So 2 half teaspoons. So I'm gonna go ahead and sift this all together in my bowl, getting everything in there. So now I'm going to pop these eggs in. So I have 4 eggs. So I will do, again, remember I'm doing 2 dozen. So I'm using the 4 eggs, and like I said, everything is room temperature. So I do add the eggs one by one. I don't dump them all in at the same time. Sometimes 1, 2 might, get away from me, but I put the eggs in one by one. So once, it's mixed in there, I'll add another mix and another, until I'm finished. So there's that last egg in there. So I'm just mixing that up. My main mix, oh, look at that. Now that's how you want it, nice and creamy. So here we go with, what am I using? The red spoon? What am I picking? Okay, yeah. So this is a teaspoon. So I'm doing 2 teaspoons of the extract. So I'm throwing that back in there just for a few seconds to get that in there. So now I'm moving the flour over. Now, the way I do it, so let me scrape the bottom, the paddle, the sides, and everything all together. So now, what I do is a cup. So you see me with the blue cup. So I will do a cup of flour. Throw that on 1 because my normal mix is 2, but girl, flour would have been all over. So I think a cup and a half of milk is usually 3/4 for 1 dozen. So I have a cup and a half. Now I will do flour, and then I will do half of the milk, which is whole milk, and it is room temperature. So then I will do another cup. I will mix that on my 1, so I'm not covered in flour. And do not over mix. So as that is mixing, it's in there, I am slowly pouring in the milk, the remaining of the milk, getting that in there, mixing. Just a little, you know what I'm saying? It's combined, stop the mixer. So I'm just brushing down the sides, and I'm just going to toss in that last cup. It was no real measure. It's just, I just kind of took the measuring cup and just kind of scooped it in. So here we go. So you see how I'm getting all of that flour in there, and I do believe I have my mixer on 2. So, quick, maybe 10, 15 seconds or so. So then I will pull that up and get all of that dough. Oh, I had to take a little taste because you guys know, however it tastes now, that's how your cupcakes are going to taste. Girl, that tastes good. So I am no longer mixing. I'm done with that. I did take that spoon and just kind of fold the rest of that flour that was on the sides in. And then I took my little cupcake scoop. The bottom scoop is the one I use for regular size cupcakes. So I'm doing big. I know what I don't want is for my cupcakes to look like muffins. You know what I'm saying? Hanging off the side with muffin tops. They're not muffins, they're cupcakes. So I need to fill it about 2/3 full. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be filled all the way to the top. Sometimes I go overboard. It happens, but oh, look at me. I'm making a whole mess over here, girl. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, just start over. Take that out, throw a new one in there, and you know, I'm just dumping that in there. It happens. No biggie. So let me finish filling these. Oh, let me put a little bit more in there. Okay. So let me finish filling these up. I try to be as neat as I can, but sometimes, girl, it be icing everywhere. I'm sorry. I'm on icing. Sometimes it's batter everywhere, so whatever. I usually clean it up before I toss it in the oven. Okay, so I still have some batter left. Now, I got my little 6 cupcake holder here, unline that, and I'm going to see, I have a little bit left. But I need to grab a spoon and get all this icing up. It's not, why do I keep calling it icing? Oh my goodness. This cake batter, my cupcake batter, I need to get a spoon because this little spoon is too little. Ah, there you go. So, yeah, girl, I gotta scrape all of that goody good. That's like a whole nother cupcake. You know what I'm saying? And it's more for me to eat after, because I'm being a fatty. Oh my goodness. See, because I'm talking about, you know, getting into this good. I'm messing up. So I'm going to just do the same thing and, you know, get another liner, throw that in there. Good to go. So I don't think it was I don't think it was enough for 6. So I just did the 5. Look at me. Oh my goodness. So in the oven they go, 350, and I put them on for 18 minutes. Ooh, look at that steam. So I'm checking them. The 18 minutes are up. I can already tell that they're still kind of not done, basically. So I'll put it on for another 2 minutes. I take the toothpick test. I make sure it's not moist or, you know, wet on the end of it. Now, you see that? Girl, they need to go right back in. So I flip these over because the ones on that top right, or is it the bottom right, they were turning a little brown around the edges. So I turned it around, but they are done out of the oven, and now I'm going to flip them. So I only let the pan cool for a few seconds. Like once I'm able to handle it, I get the cupcakes out of there because the pan is still hot or warm. I don't want the cupcakes to keep cooking, if that makes any sense. So I take them out, and you see me kind of lifting them all because if I don't, they will stick to my rack. So, and then there are the 6, which they was kind of all over the place, but whatever, it happens. Those my extra if something happens to the 24. So y'all, that is the icing that I made the other day. If y'all didn't see that video, go check that out. So y'all will know how to ice in these cupcakes. So I just got the bag with my, I think it was a 2M or 2D, I think it is. My tip that I put in the bag. And I just got this mini cup so that I can easily put the frosting in there. Mixing that up a little bit. Getting that in there. I don't put the whole thing in there. I just enough for me to handle. You know what I mean? So I'm shaking that up. Making sure that tip is at the bottom. You know, I cut like a little piece at the end so the tip can stick out. Girl, look at that. Look at that frosting. So it's time to frost these cupcakes. So I'm going to just flip them all over now, which I should have did already, but I was lunching. but they did come out really good. So I'm seeing a couple little brown spots on the end, so I am kind of picking those off. And it's okay for me to do that because I will frosten them in such a way that you won't see what's underneath. You know what I mean? You won't see that it's, oh, you know what? Let me taste this. Girl, that stuff is good. You got to taste the product. You got to taste it. So, yeah, girl, I'm just doing this swirl. So this kind of that 2D, I think it's 2D. It makes like roses, depending on how you frost it. If I go counterclockwise, I feel like I end in the middle. But if I go the other, ooh, you see that? If I go counterclockwise, I feel like, well, yeah, I go counterclockwise anyway. But whether I start on the ends or if I start in the middle will depend on how the frosting will look. So I was doing two different designs here. They weren't all roses, but whatever. It was cute. So I ran out of frosting in the bag, so I'm just scooping that last little bit. When you watch the frosting video, you will see that I made enough for 2 dozen. So this was perfect. I did not have any frosting left. So if I would have dropped a cupcake or something, I would have been, you know, it wouldn't have been good. So I'm kind of going to squish it. You see me squishing it a little bit, not like I did the first time, because I still have frosting in that bag. And if I didn't do that, it would be this big air pocket and it would just kind of make the frosting spit out. And I don't want that. It would ruin the design. So I am just frosting these last little bit of cupcakes. I think I had 4 left over, and Miss Sydney ate 2 of them that same night. I thought she only had 1 and my husband had 2. Girl, it was the opposite. So I'm showing you how I'm going around and how it made that pretty rose. And then I'm showing you the other way where I start on the outside and kind of finish in the middle. And you see me kind of stop and, you know, it's just this is so common, girl. So I'm trying to pick like the best 2. So you see, so that's it, you guys. I'ma go follow me on my Instagram below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.